Episode 18. What is it worth? August 1993. By late summer, something begins to take shape in Tässi. Not just in the fields, but in the way the work is understood. For the first time, Peeter can see the outline of a plan. Not a perfect one, but something clear enough to follow. The sorghum harvest is completed, adding more raw material to the Ilves mill, which continues its steady, rhythmic work, grain in, flour out, payments following behind in time. The contractor finishes preparing the new peat extraction area. The land lies open now, waiting for spring when its true potential will be tested. At the farm, change becomes visible. The old baler and the aging Fortschritt tractor are finally set aside. Machines that carried years of work now give way to something new. To Peter's surprise, their value is higher than expected, enough to make the next step possible. A Valmet tractor arrives, stronger, more reliable, different. For Peter, it is not just a machine. It is a step away from the past and towards something he does not yet fully understand. Feed production continues to prove itself. Efficient, profitable, almost predictable. Now only one question remains: how to complete the system, bedding for the cattle, and a proper mixer wagon to turn raw feed into something balanced. Across Estonia, numbers begin to change. Land is re-evaluated. Prices rise, at least on paper, as the state attempts to bring order to a system still learning how to stand. Banks struggle quietly. Payments delay. Confidence shifts slowly and unevenly. For Peter, the meaning is unclear. The farm is worth more than before. The numbers say so, but the work remains the same. The money feels no easier to hold. Still, there is a quiet satisfaction in knowing that what he has built, what his family has held on to, now carries weight beyond memory. And yet, some things cannot be measured. Not the years of work, not the land itself, and not the lessons left behind by those who are no longer there to see it. August 27th, 1993. The season turns once more.
Good morning, everybody. Look at those balls again. Let's chase them away. Go away. Yeah, we need those dogs. Yeah, so we are now in late or pretty much end of August. A little bit of summer rain going on in the morning, but that is a good thing only. So welcome back to Windy Survival Estonia, episode 18, and on Farming Simulator 25. And we got quite a lot of stuff with us. We're gonna sell these now, and in few days it is going to be a planting season or seeding season, or whatever you want to call it, for winter crops, so wheat and barley. So that is going to be a little bit busy. We're gonna sell these, and as you can see, money has gone up quite a bit, 51k. So we are doing pretty nice here, and lots of things obviously has happened, and the main thing is Ilves brothers have paid quite a lot of the 25,000 of their debt, but they're still on that wheat there are still 22,400 is left on that, and on top of that they ran out of oats, so I sold them one load for 6,430. Yeah, so that is also coming. And then they owe for sorghum, they owe Maggie 8,450. But that is coming. That yeah, the oil is pretty good price, and yeah. Wow, 14k. Thank you. Yeah, and as you have seen on the intros and things like that, on the beginning, there is a little financial crisis going on in Estonia. I didn't plan to take it on the series, but happy accident, or I don't know, is it happy or not, but happy accident anyway. The prices. Let's take a look. The Tässi farm map had an update, so I updated it. Obviously, I usually do. So as you remember this plot here, which was our target, that was 400,000 something. 2.4 million now. God damn. Little inflation going on in Estonia. So that's how I combined the price increase to the storyline. Yeah, but actually it is true that is this time. Yeah, our plot is also pretty expensive, 1.7 million. But yeah, in real life, in this point of time, the land values were actually revaluated. But yeah, there was quite a bit of hyperinflation going on in Estonia. But obviously the prices would be cheaper. But yeah, it's some kind of economically. I don't know how to pronounce that. You know what I mean. It suits the story somewhat. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, now we need to go and we need to hook up Kari Ilves for the firewood, he called, and needs a load. And it's starting to get busy on this part also. But seriously, because of the price change, I am seriously considering to start during the winter time quite a big forestry project on here, because it seems that we are not able to get that. No, we are not able to get that plot soon. So the contractor, we made this field here, and on the update, I think it changed a little bit of the peat calendar here, because we can now, kind of dug out peat in April and May, and then harvest it on October and November. I don't know how that goes now, but I'm pretty sure that it was earlier. It was all through the year. I'm not sure, but anyway, in April we can start processing this. And I am thinking, if I started that forestry project, I am thinking, going, maybe leaving a little bit of land here, and this is a quite even part here. So make another long strip through here. That is possible that I'm gonna do. Then we get quite a nice amount of cash of lumber or wood. Yeah. And obviously these will run all the time. And I'm waiting for winter to come so we can start selling that coal. That is gonna be a quite amount of money also. Yeah, but what else? Let's start filling this guy up, and we need to take something of our stock. It was started already, obviously. Yeah, we need to start taking from our stock already. That's okay. So, yeah, and it turned out that those chickens today, they will take, so that is a good thing. I'm not going to sell them. I think we have something like 20,000 in the silo, so that will stay there. And that's probably when those chicken groups are going small, start to get crowded. I think I'm going to invest in the large one, and we'll take a look how that goes, because we can. I'm thinking of only planting wheat on the one of our fields, so that would feed the chickens, and that would give the straw for our cows. So that's pretty much, fully taken use. And yeah, my father have checking out brochures, what we are gonna do with the farm, which way we wanna go, making a lot of calculations, making plans, designing the places of what we're gonna do. And I think, or we think, we're gonna, because as you saw when we sold the apples and apple juice, I think we're gonna go and continue on that route, not so much on the grain thing or cows, because those cows take forever, but they can be the kind of producing manure for the thing which way we're gonna go. So we are going to expand that orchard thing. So there is few fruits that will grow really good here in Estonia, southern Estonia, especially pears. So they really like the weather here. And there is few that we can do with that. And then we could at the same time grow a little bit, build a little bit bigger, more modern greenhouses also, because we have land quite a bit, and maybe at some point process them further as that apple juice, maybe jam or things like that. Get more industrial, more professional, like that. But to start with, at least selling to the nearby cities, and obviously on our roadside stand, because that is really making a nice amount of money, and people are buying from there. We can't even match the demand now at this point. It's empty all the time. But that is the way to go, what we are doing, and I'm not sure, but money is looking good, so maybe we will start doing the building process after the winter crops have been seeded, maybe. And Yeah, I don't know, before the ground gets frost, so we could make the foundations for those buildings, possibly. But we'll see. Because it depends so much on the weather. What it's gonna be. And what else? Yeah, the harrow, I upgraded that. I have done quite a few upgrades, and the biggest one is probably the tractor, but it wasn't expensive. The harrow I upgraded to the 5-meter one. It was only 950 crowns, and the old one is actually still at the Ilves brothers there. I'll let them have it, you know, as long as they need it to harrow the rest of their fields. So that's okay. It's probably worth a couple of months. They can use that, and then they will deliver it to the towns and sell it. I will sell it, yeah. And I serviced this one. This tractor still have a little bit left. So this was 3,708. It was pretty expensive. Yeah, and yeah, but that was a and yeah, and now the old baler is sold. I didn't need it anymore. So that was surprisingly good price. It was like 8,074 crowns that I got from it. I didn't know that it was so valuable still. But it was really good. And then also I sold one load of products to the roadside stand, and I think we're gonna. That was 10,616 crowns, and I think we're gonna get one more before the winter. I think we're gonna get one more harvest from those apple trees and greenhouses, hopefully. And then we're gonna sell the honey. Yeah. And yeah, no, I didn't say that. Yeah, the price for the contract on that field, I'm not so certain I say. But that was 5,721 crowns that job cost us. Yeah, but yeah. And the thing is with the forest project, if I'm gonna do it, I will rent all the equipment and do the job by myself, because you know I have the experience on that and knowledge how to do that. That is probably what we're gonna do. If we do it, I'm not sure yet. But another peat field would be really cool, because we can do from that peat we can do this kind of make out of peat these kind of a growth I don't know what the word is. You know, these platforms, which growth platforms, which yeah, you can plant things. So that is one thing that we can utilize it for. So yeah, that is so. And then now we need to go to Kari and maybe I can't remember. Let's take a look at the map. Kari, where are you? You're probably here. No, Anders. Matti. Thomas. Kari. There you are. The last one of the book. But now you saw where everybody lives. Yeah, and what else? What else? Yeah, the forced grit is sold and traded to that that Ultra, let's take a look at it. Actually, we made a little bit of money on that because we got from the fourth trip, we got 10,469 kroons. Yeah, look at these. Placed some these water pad things here. These look quite nice, but one thing is that they all make that thing at the same time. Yeah, but this guy, really cool, and it's really nice to read Finnish text here in the inside the tractor here, and on here on the back that sticker on lower sticker says that Valmet, the most popular tractor in Finland. And there is also Finnish and Swedish. There's that right one text there says that warning, hold on the steering wheel when the tractor falls over, don't jump. Yeah, that's awesome, really cool mod. Yeah, but this was only 8,000 and hang on. No, not serviced. It was 9,046. And then I bought the slurry tanker, which I think you saw also. It's over here. You know that, which usually everybody uses. It was like 3,030, so not much. That one over there. Yeah, pretty nice stuff. We're going forward. Yeah, but that is now probably my favorite tractor. This is just so cool. And all these things open, these bonnets and things like that. Really nice. Let's drive now to the car and let's see how much money we can get. Then we will probably advance time to September, sorry. Is it September? Yes. Can't remember these English ones. Yeah, so what else? Yeah, and also the when I said about when I sprayed the about the fertilizer thing, when I sprayed this field here, so I realized that I can spray slurry on there. So we nearly got the whole field done, but I don't mind of that. That's okay. That can leave. But nearly got the whole field of slurry, and the slurry space was getting also a little bit full, so that was a good thing. And yeah, now it's fully fertilized. Didn't remember that obviously you can put manure or slurry on top of liquid or solid fertilizer, so that went nice. Now I don't need to worry about that anymore. Very good. Yeah, and what else do I have here? Yeah, the other side is bunker, which was ready, and actually the other one is also ready. So that I sold that everything from there, and that gave also 19,835. That is pretty goddamn good money on that. So I am thinking that maybe I should just, maybe I just should, where is the, which way is it? I think it's right like so. I think I just need to start getting maybe a little bit bigger and decent concrete bunker silo and start doing that. Now it's not here. Can I just, no, I can't run through. Let's turn around. It's on the other side. Yeah, so maybe I just need to start doing that a little bit more. That would give us a good amount of cash also. And now it's not taking everything. Oh, okay. God damn it. What the hell? Where is the trigger? There. Come on. Oh, you painful, but what can you do? It is sometimes like that. Hang on a minute. Please. No. Take it. Jeez. Oh, I should have taken the... you know... Maybe I'll get it to fall there. Doink. Oh. Now I will take that thing open here. Why have I put it like that? That is stupid. Of me. No, it's okay. I have to remember that. Okay. So, what we are going to do now, it has been on waiting list a long time. So we are going to get now, finally, the feed mixer. There is one at the store. We're gonna buy that one and we will try that straw. Can we get it to the pen? Because I'm not sure will I make landscape a ramp in there into the pasture or something, because I just can't. There is no way to get in there. But I will first try if I can. If I can get to the trigger straight from the feeding part of the thing, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that we're gonna buy it, because we are the other bunker silo is ready, so we are gonna buy that anyways. So I was thinking, like, I probably need to put some seed also going, because that will have a lot there. Yeah, I could, make kind of a ramp here, just on both sides, just to get over this fence. This is really annoying. I can't go inside of there. Or, yeah, we'll see. I do hesitate to do that because it doesn't look good. But yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I will see you back when I got this feed mixer, and let's make some TMR. Alright, we have the feed mixer, and I think it's perfect for us. 2,500 liters, and I have no idea what brand it is, but Tom's find it somewhere. And it's working. It's pretty good. But I had an idea. I could now get loose straw out of the barn. But I haven't tried. It just occurred to me when I was driving here. What if I have better reach, obviously, with the front loader and the bucket? Why don't I use that? Yeah, we'll try with that. So let's take a look. If it leaves the straw in the ground, then it leaves the straw in the ground, and then we need to. I decided that I'm gonna go with the realistic way, that the poop is just going to the field. We do not get manure out of it. They are pooping on the field, not in the barn. Yeah, that is what we're gonna play with. If it doesn't take, I need to just empty this guy. A little bit of stuff in here. Hopefully it will work, because they could use that manure. But it doesn't. We still got over there. I think I need to keep some of the adults in that when they are near labor, I will move them to there so we get a little bit more manure. Actually, I think there is one patch. Yeah, I think I will move this these three Highlanders. Yeah, I think I will move those guys there so they can give birth in there. A little bit more secure location. Let's see. I need to help window open. Does it show the stop filling thing? Where is it? Where is it? There. Let's check it out. All right. Please work. Yeah, because but this obviously doesn't show the trigger. The trigger. I am just waiting. I don't want to get too new looking and too new straw blower, because actually on every equipment there is, I check manufacturing years. Is it done at this time? So everything is legit on that part. Let's hold this way. Just maybe just turn it straight. Cap. On the way. Go now. Go further now. No, maybe go there. Hopefully it will work. Yes! Yes! Why didn't I thought that earlier? Oh my god. Fantastic. Alright, so... But, yeah, I can use... Why did the bucket thing? Because, oh my god, I'm stupid. Why didn't I figure this out earlier? Because I had to all the whole time the forest forks. That thing. Ah, damn. Well, okay. Let's do it like that. I will fill up a little bit of straw there, and then I will place, because it doesn't recognize that one. Yeah, this guy is a little bit wonky, or this is the standard one. You can just place it in 45-degree angles, but I have found one mod that you can place in any angle that you want, but I don't know will it work if it's in any position, but we'll see. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place down that, try to find that manure heap, then we're gonna place it, and I will bring you back then, and then we're gonna just make some feed TMR for these guys and the photos, and yeah, I'll bring you back in a second. Okie dokie guys, welcome back. So here is the manure heap. This was the, I can't remember the mod, but it went there pretty good. And it registers, so I believe it works. But on good news and bad news. So I think this is changed, because the trigger did take just loose straw with this guy. And then I thought that, okay, I will test out with bales. And I noticed earlier that my bales are not showing on the bale storage. But I thought that it wasn't going to be an issue. There's nothing there, but you can see that there is. As you can see, my bales are there. And I took out 2 straw bales. We tried to put that by the way didn't recognize the on the hay storage, that barn. It didn't give a filling option at all. So there should be 2 bales here. There is nothing. So I don't know what's going on. I know only that the map has updated. That's one thing. And one thing is I tested out the orchard and greenhouses mod. And yeah, that changed the apples actually to that mod's apples icons and everything changed. So I took it away, but I don't think I saved it. I'm not sure. So those 2 things are probably doing this. Maybe it's the map update, but I will install back the orchards and greenhouses. If these don't come back, I will just get free bales, exact amount as there is there, because I'm not going that this that has been too much work, So I think that's fair. Yeah, and they get money on those. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. But we'll see how we're gonna manage. But let's try it out like this. But how will I get hay? God damn. I can't get hay. So now I have taken 2, but let's try it again. I came out of the game and restarted the game actually. Let's try hay. I need to go to the store and probably square hay bales. Let's say 2. Obviously I can take everything. So now it's 44. Yeah, nothing coming out. Still saying 44. That I have 44 there. I don't know. What the freaking hell. Yeah. Oh, these things. So, well, I can always delete this and place it again. Maybe when I have bought everything, so I need to keep record how much. Maybe I will just buy those. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. What I will do now is I will go to the store, get a little bit hay bales, and we'll just leave it on the trailer and get the money out of those. Yeah, but yeah, I will see if this I don't know, will this go a little bit too long episode, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, I will see you again in a bit. Alrighty then. This is pretty dangerous looking load. But yeah, more confusion with the bales. I bought 8 bales, so they are here. That was like 12,300, but the money from the state. And this outlaw trader didn't recognize it. Just said that type of bale is not supported. I'm pretty sure this should support, square bales. And I don't know. I don't know how I. Well, anyway, as you can see, bells not supported. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it doesn't support it, but anyway. Yeah, I think I will, before the next, let's just make some feed now and call it quits after that. And on the next episode, I'll do the seeding will be done next, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I will reinstall the orchard mod at least, and let's take a look. Take a look. Is that the reason for the bells disappearing, or what is it? I don't know. But I think that bell stories, if I remember correctly, that didn't have any updates. So, okay, let's we can probably put it on, make it realistic. Does it go on? No, like that. No, god damn, I shut down the engine. So, if we just make with silage and hay, that would probably be enough. So 2,500. So I think it would be correct if I just take 1 scoop of this and then rest of hay, because this is 1,700. And yeah, I think that would work. And obviously we get 20% more milk. That is really good thing. Let's see. But there it goes. Alright. Seems quite full. Look at that. All the way up. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying with belting now. What has happened? Does anybody else have that? It's the same thing. Let's see now. Oh, why doesn't it take it? What the heck? No, now it's taking. Is it here? What doesn't it show the mixer? Just shows here. Yes, it is. That's pretty cool. Good thing. Easy to measure. So let's get this cow's premium feed. A little bit wheelie, maybe. Okay, yeah. And then I will do few loads of this, and there it goes. Fantastic. Few loads of this, and they will be happy. This barn doesn't take so much, but that's okay. And yeah, I'll probably only maybe I'll probably just do the MR, and that hay can go. Be there as a reserve. These guys probably can eat everything first away. Yeah. Great stuff. So, yeah. Few things have been sorted. The straw issue, that is sorted. But that is a good thing. We're getting manure. And more problems with the bales. Don't know what to do with that. Probably will take a whole lot of time to correct that, maybe to replace that whole storage. I don't know. We'll see, but I will keep count how many bales I get from the store. We'll see about that. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, all the hassle. And I'll see you on the next one. Hope.
Autumn preparation begins across Tässi. Winter crops are planned: wheat, barley and canola, as every farm prepares for the next cycle. Inside the cow pasture, change is already visible. With proper bedding finally in place, the cattle settle more comfortably and new calves are expected soon. Peeter looks beyond the fields. Plans begin to form for expanding into garden and greenhouse production, now with the possibility of connecting the farm to running water and proper sewage systems. As evenings grow darker, small improvements matter. Better lights are fitted to the tractors, and for Arvo and Tonu, even that is enough to lift the mood. But not everything holds. At the bale storage, a serious problem emerges. The roof structure is failing, beams weakened, supports rotting. What once stood firm now risks collapse. Peeter begins to see the pattern. Old structures are not just inefficient, they are becoming dangerous. And across the village, new rumours begin to spread. Of Finnish companies, of buyers, of something larger approaching from across the sea. Episode 19 begins. Join us, subscribe to the channel and get notified.